One of the questions I get asked is, how do you determine if a cabinet company sells a good quality product? Like, what are the things that you look for? Cabinet certification. Looking for certification is the key ingredient in trying to determine whether or not you're getting a good product. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly the things that I look for when I'm trying to determine whether or not a cabinet company is good quality or bad quality. And I'm also talking about RTA cabinets, which stands for ready to assemble. Cabinets that come in a flat pack box where you open it up, you assemble the whole thing, usually install it yourself. Those are the kind of cabinets I'm referring to, though certifications apply not only to RTA cabinets, but also to pre-assembled and custom cabinet manufacturers. Of course, quality is a little bit of a subjective term because what I feel is good quality might be different than what you feel is a good quality. So although it's a little bit subjective for the consumer, when it comes to the cabinet industry, it's much less subjective. In fact, it's very much objective because the way they test the cabinets. So you can be a little bit more assured that the testing procedure for these certifications is standard across the board, and when cabinet manufacturers meet those certification standards, you can have a good assurance that your cabinets are a good quality. Normally, you can determine if a cabinet company is certified just by checking out their website, where most people get on the website and they start looking at all the styles, maybe the gallery, and of course the prices. The very first thing I do is scroll down to the bottom and start searching around to see where their certification information is. Sometimes this might be hard to find and you might need to call the company. If you live in the United States, the best thing to do is go on the KCMA website, the Kitchen Cabinet Manufacturers Association. It gives you a list of every manufacturer that they certify. Every country has their own certification standards. So in Canada, it's called the CKCA, and other countries around the world will also have these third-party organizations that will accredit and certify cabinet manufacturers. Certifying your cabinets is not mandatory. It's a voluntary thing that cabinet manufacturers do. So what if the cabinet manufacturer doesn't have a third-party certification? Here's what I look for in a cabinet construction to see whether or not I think it's a good quality or not. If the cabinets are frameless, I want to make sure they have a 5/8 or 3/4 inch gable. Anything less than that, and I start to go, oh, I'm not sure. As well with the shelves, it's good that they have a 5/8 or a 3/4 inch shelf. If they're made of plywood, that's a good bonus, but if they're made of particle board, it still isn't a factor that I really think is make it or break it, because particle board is just as good as plywood. Don't kill me on that one, but it's really not that much of a deal breaker. I also like to make sure that if the door is wooden, it's 3/4 inches. If it's a thermofoil door or an MDF door of some type, 5/8 is okay. Do the cabinets have full backs? This is a really important thing. I don't mean like just a panel of hardboard that's 1/4 inch thick, but does the cabinet have a full 5/8 or 3/4 inch backing? If it has a full backing that's solid the whole way, this is really important because it just gives so much more structure and it's much easier to hang that cabinet on the wall. I think it's really important that cabinets have a full backing in them. Now this is different, of course, for a sink base or some corner bases, but that's a different story. Are the cabinets built on adjustable legs? This is a good feature because if your room floods and all your base cabinets are now soaking up water, no good. But if they're on adjustable legs, your cabinets will be safe. So it's a good feature on base cabinets to have adjustable legs. And do they have quality hardware? They will normally tell you the hardware they use on their website. Do they use Blum or do they use Amerock? Or there's a variety of other types of hardware that's very good quality. And I'll put a list in the description of some hardware names that you can look at to say, okay, these are some good ones, and I can be fairly certain that this is a good quality product because of the hardware that they're using. Now, when it comes to the finish on the doors and on the drawer fronts, that's a little bit harder to determine without actually physically holding the product and looking at it and testing it somehow. So for that reason, it's good that a company has certification because they test the finish on the doors to make sure they stand up to more than what you would put them through in your kitchen. There are 14 different requirements that the KCMA tests for to determine the quality of the product. And then there's a battery of tests on doors and drawers and finishes afterwards. Somewhere on your cabinetry will be a sticker that looks like this. if it's from the KCMA or a similar type of sticker that says this cabinet is certified. Now here's the tricky thing with certifications. They don't take every cabinet and test every single cabinet. It means that the process of making those cabinets was certified. And what the certification company does is they'll do random visits throughout the year to make sure that the process isn't changing and that the company is continuing to meet the industry standards. And with anything, there can be a lemon involved. You know, it's a Friday afternoon and the guy on the drill press has just had a rough week and he's tired, he wants to go home, and he makes some mistakes. Because cabinets are still mostly made by humans to some degree, there's going to be human error. And when that's the case, there's always going to be the chance that there's something that could be wrong, or you're missing something inside the box, or it's drilled wrong. Like, anything can go wrong. So just because your cabinet's certified doesn't mean it's perfect. It just means that the process for making those cabinets has been certified to meet industry standards, and that satisfies that third-party organization. Now, the other thing that I consider to be a great factor when trying to figure out what cabinet company to go with is the size options that they make available to you. Cabinets are made in 3-inch increments, normally starting at 9 inches. And they go from 9 to 12 to 15 to 18 to 21 to 24 to 27 and on and on and on. But some companies have a smaller lineup of sizes that they offer to you. So they might have a 15 would be their smallest instead of a 9 or a 12, or they might not have 21s or 27s. These are things that I look for. If a company has a full lineup of cabinet sizes, it's a really great bonus feature because you can design your kitchen more efficiently, more functionally, with less fillers, and get the sizes you want without having to mix and match odd size cabinets to fill a space. This is a really, really important factor for me, at least, when I'm looking at whether a company is worth purchasing cabinets from, or should I look elsewhere. Lastly, the thing I look for to determine whether or not a company has probably good quality product is the warranty. If the warranty is really good, then likely it's an indication that the company stands behind their product and they're backing it. Thank you so much for watching. Check out one of these 2 videos for more cabinet related content. And in the meantime, consider subscribing if you like my channel. Thank you very much. Bye.